whether the video is uploading, I'm just here actually doing a to-do list. This is extra content. I'll explain my process after I actually try it, but right now, just to start you out, I guess get me out. We'll smoke a cigarette, checking the smoke alarm, making sure it doesn't go off. Always make sure your smoke alarm is far enough away to where you can't hear it if you're smoking out of it. That's how it's done, folks. I'm not showing you. These are my cards. My dad says it's always about me. It's definitely the case. If you saw that Instagram video, you know what I'm talking about. It's your movie, enjoy it. But I think I'm going to throw this on YouTube because I haven't made any video game content recently, so I guess we'll make some getting things done, personal, coffee god cigarette level stuff. I just haven't been with these cards in a while. Oh, there is one thing bothering me. People's dogmatism over what reality is versus how much they've read versus how much they comprehend. I agree that there is some wisdom in looking outwards towards other people's writings, other people's dogmas, other people's ideology. But mostly, what I've found is that ideology is false, and your stories, your myth is closer to the actual truth for your own story. I'm gonna grab the one that came out. 5 Pentacles, Lord of Material Trouble. We're just doing 10 card spread, pretty sure. Maybe 9. Probably 9. I think we're just gonna read it like I want to read it because I don't know much about it yet. It's like learning a new language. That's why I post Instagram posts about it, because that's the first time a lot of times I'm reading these cards. I have a different tradition I follow, but symbolism, so let's check it out. Let's look at what the fucking cards say. Alright. I'm just going around now. I'm gonna keep shuffling. So, with where we're at right now, and I trust the cards where they move. That last one just spun 180 degrees, and my Band-Aid grabbed onto that shit. These work injuries are getting to me. Just kidding. It's just normal shit. So we'll read these cards the way we can. We're going to learn together. The card I got today for myself was Ten of Wands. It's just talking about not to give your power away to people if you feel you owe yourself to. Again, like I said in the Instagram video, like just trust your own instincts with stuff. With filling your own cup specifically. Always fill your own cup first. Because otherwise, again, I was telling my dad about this, you built up resentments because you aren't filled yourself, so you're posturing it's almost like trying to make a bet or an investment. You're putting down something where you expect a return, and if people don't return that, it ends up being a resentment. So instead of that, and really it starts with self-resentment. Like, if you do have resentment towards others, it usually starts with yourself, so that's a hard pill to swallow, a hard truth to understand, because our ego wants to rub up against it. But usually the stuff that we see in other people are reflections of ourselves that are either shades of our old self or warnings of our future selves. Let's do this shit though. We start with 5 of Pentacles. Alright. Learning together. 5 of Pentacles. We're using the Hermetic Tarot. Lord of Material Trouble. And there's 2 leaves, 5 pentacles, horns on the second pentacle. It's like cattle horns. The leaves and the wings on the cattle horns. Wings on the cattle horns are important. There's dying flowers on the other 2 pentacles, but there's still stuff growing up. So it's almost like a wintertime, half's dead. Wintertime plants are growing. Traditionally, it shows an impoverished man and woman, possibly husband and wife, struggle through the snow. They are clearly in distress. The man hobbles on crutches while the woman covers herself with a tattered cloak. Above them, 5 pentacles shine out from a stained glass window like a church. In a church. There you go. Yeah. Although they are now cold and miserable, there is hope and healing for them in the realm of the divine. So sometimes, and in your worst times, in your most dire times, in your rock bottom times, you find yourself in one way or another reaching out to the divine or the deeper part of your story or your higher consciousness or your Christ mind or whatever it is. It's just the way the cycles work, but sometimes we do that because we're desperate and we're reaching out to something greater than ourselves. But that's in the center where we're at. This is where we're at right now. And I know a lot of people are dealing with like financial and material trouble, but because this was a very scarce Christmas amongst the people that I know, even when it comes to like getting meat and shit. The next card is 2 of Cups, Lord of Love, and that's energy that's manifesting. That's stuff that's coming in. If 5 of Pentacles was where we were at with feeling sketchy on the material wealth, 2 of Cups is that promise that really all we're here for is love. 2 of Cups is coming. And there's a whale on there. It's not a whale, it's that one with the weird looking head. I'll show you real quick. Lord of Love, though, So that's energy that's coming in. Typically I would have that in the north, but we're looking west right now. West actually deals with our relationships and stuff, so maybe this is a turn sideways for me, but hopefully it is the stuff that is manifesting, the stuff that is coming in to your relationships and my relationships. Lord of Love. And those are the cups that are overflowing and pouring out. You need to fill your own cup before you can pour out your cup to others. Because you want to be your best self for everybody. everybody you interact with. Paying attention the most you can. Nine of Wands is in the realm, the northeast of the gods. Nine of Wands, Lord of great strength. The realm of the gods is the place where you see black and white. You're like a child almost. They're like those things that were here before human beings were here. And I don't mean planet Earth, but existing in why we have fundamental laws, why we have black and white, why we have that side of things that are the 1 and 0 binary. Nine of Wands represents great strength, though. It's almost the culmination of the fire element. In my ear, I just heard Goddess of Strength, so Goddess of Strength, Goddess of the Unknown. It's that fire energy. And the Northeast talks about the way we feel black and white. But we're going to move on to the East. East is Six of Cups, Lord of Pleasure, flipped upside down. Six of Cups. I'm going to read Nine of Wands out of the book, though, because I still need to know what Nine of Wands means. I want to see what it looks like traditionally. One sec, folks. We've got all the time in the world. Do you remember what I said? This is all just a ride. So Nine of Cups typically looks like this. You can rewind it if you want to see what it looks like. In the Hermetic Tarot. So I'm going to read out of it. Nine of Cups, a man dressed as a merchant sits in a pose of satisfaction as if he has achieved all of his goals. He is content in the knowledge that his future is assured. Behind him is a curtained stand on which the 9 cups are gathered in a row, displays as trophies. So those are your trophies. You're like, hey, look at what I have and I've accomplished and I've accumulated through my trust in my mission and in my movie. So divinatory meaning: upright, material success, satisfaction, the good life, physical and material well-being. So if we started with the Five of Pentacles, material trouble, the gods are bringing us material well-being. This is the card of fulfilled wishes. All the good things you wanted in life are on their way to you. Money, property, and good health are all at your fingertips. They are there for the taking. You can rest assured your future is secure, not sincere. Sorry. So that's what the gods are bringing us. That childlike self I feel like I attribute to the gods is what reminds us that it's never fixed in one direction. The 0 and 1 is you're always on a waveform, folks. And you can ride that center, yin yang. But sometimes we're possessed by things that either put us far right, far left, far right, far left, far right. But don't let it destroy you. Just enjoy it all. We have the 6 of Cups next. I put on an album today by Waves, which is the 5 of Cups. But 6 of Cups, Lord of Pleasure, it's flipped upside down. I don't usually take upside down cards because I'm trying to learn them just upside first. So for me, I'm flipping it upside. It's in the realm of the East. The East is who you are, your own ego and your identity that separates you from this apartment, from this airplane flying in the sky, or drone, or the cop knocking at your door. Any of that shit. It's in the realm of me. 6 of Cups looks like 6 cups. There's water pouring out of these 6 flowers. And on the Nile, it almost looks like one of those lilies from the Nile. The flower out of the desert, pouring out. Lord of Pleasure. And in the traditional tarot, it looks like this. Six of Cups. Two children, a little boy and a little girl, stand in a village square. The little boy offers the little girl a cup filled with a white flower, a symbol of purity of thought and action. That's the flower that's pouring out. Their home, a cottage in the background, conveys memories of the past, comfort, and a happy childhood. To their left are steps leading to a courtyard and a church or a village tower, bell tower, symbolizing time. In the courtyard, a man carrying a staff or a spear walks towards the tower as if leaving behind him the scene of the children in the square. 4 cups filled with the same white flowers are arranged at the front of the courtyard wall. Beneath the 5th cup is a shield with a cross, the symbol of the 4 elements in balance, placed as if to guide us to the future. I'll throw it back up here real quick so you can see it. It's pretty. Anyway. Again, in black and white. Upright. Happiness, enjoyment, past memories, a gift, new knowledge, new opportunities, past acquaintances. This is a card of great happiness. Your past is catching up with you, but in a positive way. Good actions from your past are now bearing fruit, and what follows is joy and happiness. It can also indicate a meeting with a soulmate or past acquaintance, resulting in a pure, innocent love. New opportunities and knowledge are certainly on the horizon, possibly even unexpected gifts. For a woman, it can indicate birth of twins. Interesting. 6 of Cups. The next card we got is 9 of Pentacles, Lord of Material Gain, and it's flipped upside down. I'm going to keep them where they land. We're going to do the upright meaning as well. Let's read Lord of Pleasure that's upside down just so I don't skip over it. I don't want to miss anything in this life. Living in the past, outworn modes of thought, inheritance. Don't live in the past, because if you do, you will miss what is happening in the present. Give up the outworn ideas and relationships from the past you are hanging on to purely out of nostalgia. That's what I was talking about in the Instagram video. The 6 of Cups reversed may also mean that inheritance may follow the death of a friend or a relative. Interesting. 6 of Cups. Reversed. I guess we gotta learn all of it, right? Now 9 of Pentacles, Lord of Material Gain, and this one is reversed. So here's your first impression. Second. Nine of Pentacles. One Swords, Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. This is a good card. That yellow, you know? And in the Hermetic Tarot, I showed you already. Lord of Material Gain. And the Flowers Forever. The Southwest is the realm of our ancestors and I'd say earthly ancestors. I'll be right back real quick. So our earthly ancestors in the southwest. So picture it in Lord of the Rings. You see the dwarves living underground. That's the southwest, and the elves are kind of airy-fairy, floating across the river and taking the wind to Valhalla or wherever the fuck they're going. Northwest, elves. Southeast, dwarves. And dwarves are emotional beings. You feed them like mead. You do qigong. yoga work, other things to feed up this energy in your belly, the thing that actually is like more like your instincts, and the ways to survive on Earth, like on the ground, right? There's always deeper truths in these movies and books we watch and everything, right? Like what I was saying earlier about it all being a ride for you. Everything that's ever been made and created, and whatever's catching your ear at the time was meant for you, and it was the perfect timing of it. And in fact, he created it in one way or another to be able to catch it. Because again, this whole experience is part of your joy. So this is what the Nine of Pentacles represents. A well-dressed, stately woman, sorry, I keep doing that. I keep saying women when it's woman, carrying a falcon. So a well-dressed, stately woman carrying a falcon walks alone in her vineyard. The falcon, a hunting bird, represents the woman's ambition and her self-control. Her dress is covered in the planetary symbol Venus, patterned as a flower and symbolizing feminine power. Her manor house is in the background, and her hand rests on 6 stacked pentacles. Both the manor and the pile of pentacles represents the women's wealth, or woman's wealth. 3 pentacles remain entwined among the vines. She will continue to be wealthy in the future as her business ventures come to fruition. And this is upside down, remember. Upright represents solitary enjoyment, inheritance, wisdom, accomplishment, material well-being, the need for prudence, love of home. You are enjoying the good things in life at this time. This is a card of solitary enjoyment as well as love of home and more pastoral pursuits. You have succeeded in what you want to achieve through your own self-control. This is a feminine card. If you are a male and receive this card, you have relied on the more feminine aspects of your personality, such as diplomacy, empathy, and wisdom, to achieve what you have now. The Nine of Pentacles contains a warning: be prudent to your affairs, particularly when it comes to those related to home and family. Alright, so upside down, it represents risk of theft, canceled projects, loss of home and friendships, need for caution. And this is from my ancestors talking to me. Be cautious of other people's actions. Beware of those who would steal from you, speaking both literally and figuratively. And there's people who have been doing that. There's a risk of losing your home and friendships if you do not heed the warning signs. So we're on all blast with the ancestors right now. Projects you're planning or even already working on may be canceled. And that's fine, but I'm going to pay attention because that's my, that's what my gut's been telling me too, honestly. If I can be honest here, my gut's been saying the same thing. In the south, that's the realm of action and fire. If the north was like primordial, God hovering over the face of the waters, then the south is an action realm. East is more of a tying up the serpent, pushing up against the external world to your ego. The south is where is my fire and my actions and the right action that I need to take. And 4 of Pentacles, Lord of earthly power, and it's upright. And this is in the Hermetic Tarot. 4 of Pentacles in the... We have a lot of Pentacles, I realize, actually, now. 4 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite looks like this. So, in that picture, a man wearing a crown, perhaps a king or lord, clings to 4 pentacles, symbols of his wealth. 1 pentacle is mounted above his crown, while he holds 1 in his hands as though to display his riches. The last 2 pentacles are beneath his feet, as though he bases his stability, his worldview, and his self-image on his wealth. Behind him is a town with many towers, his domain. And upright, it represents assured material gain, success, earthly power, gifts, legacy, inheritance, lack of generosity. Everything you want in material is at your fingertips. You have property, money, wealth, and all the security that wealth brings. This wealth came to you either by your own efforts or through a gift of inheritance. With the money comes the power you also sought, but all of this wealth and power is not everything in life. The Four of Pentacles contains a warning. Do not become overly concerned with material things. Remember to honor the emotions and spiritual aspects of life. Nobody loves a miser. And that's in the realm of my actions, and most of what I've been writing about in my journal today have been generational bloodline. How do I give back to the next generation of people, including what I do in my work. But physically, with what gain I've already got from this past fucking year, you know? We're listening to Black Country New Road, by the way. This song is perfect. It's called Good Will Hunting, and I know I share it all the time, but it's a good song. This is Justice in the Southwest. Southwest represents the unconscious. And this is stuff that's not even subconscious. It's not like even dream world. This is like stuff that's unknown to you. This is like, if there is a hell, this is the hell home where you encounter something that's completely foreign, and maybe not even encounter it. You can't even see it, but in shades. But Southwest is Justice card, and I've dreamed about her in person many times. Before I even got into even pulling my own cards in tarot, I was seeing them in my vision, but right before sleeping and right before waking up, with other visions of things. But I've even written songs about them before I even engaged with tarot cards, so I feel like I've always been kind of drawn to them. And in one way or another, it's a way, just like putting on a movie or an album or anything, it's a way to reflect back to yourself some of the stories you're telling yourself. And even if it's just tools to use, it really helps gaining a perspective. And I don't even want to diminish at that point. There is a God, and there is this thing reaching back to you, and he'll reach out to you in symbols, and she will reach out to you in symbols, and they will reach out to you in symbols that match you perfectly where you're at, because you're a beautiful, perfect image of the beautiful universe that has existed and will always exist, that you can enjoy and enjoy the fruits of. But let's read about Justice, which is called the daughter of the Lord of Truth. Remember I talked about yin yang earlier? And there's the yin yang at the bottom? Writing that middle line? This reminds me of high school, Neutral Milk Hotel, you know? I don't know what kind of playlist it's on, but let's just go to Justice. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Ooh, I almost went to Judgment. Maybe that is the card. I think these are a little bit different. Well, closest thing to that, maybe Justice is the Temperance card, but I'm not sure. I want to say it is. But let's just talk about the Justice. Justice is that unbiased, pull the plank out of your eye before you take the speck out of your brother's eye. That's been a consistent theme today. I had a dream of the Justice card, where I pulled this sword off of the mantle to make a point. I accidentally cut her instead of cutting the person that I was trying to make a point to. And for me, that was like my first introduction to the Justice card, because she drew blood and it was my own mistake, and she took it instead of the cut on the person, where I would have felt really bad if I cut that person. And she took it before I did, and that's what the Justice represents for me. So in my unconscious, I feel like she's with me, and she understands what I'm talking about with that, at least between me and her. It's the balancing of the scales. If you know, like, if you know my love punk wolf, that's Anubis. That's the one who puts your feather against the, he balances it. Balances a feather with your heart. And if they equal out, then you go to the next life, right? So that's the whole point of this existence, right? We're all trying, not even trying, some of us aren't trying, but the idea is you reach this level of innocence and purity to where you can balance out the scales, and usually justice reminds me of that. If it's in my unconscious realm, I'll take that. That's fine. The theme also today, some of the songs I'm going to be playing later are about that whole thing of like either jealousy or missing out on what you actually have and the opportunity that you have, and then you miss out on it and then karma bites you in the ass or makes you see something a little bit different to where, again, oh shit, I have a plank in my own eye. Why am I even talking about somebody else when I have my own issue, The one after that, in the realm of other people, the West, the terrestrial gods, the gods that have lived here and then gone on to do whatever they need to do, but who are more based on planet Earth. Ten of Pentacles, Lord of Wealth. Damn. Tens are always a completion. I just wanted to show you this one though. It's crowded, eh? It's really crowded. A family gathers beneath a solid archway representing a bridge from generation to generation. It is decorated with their family's coat of arms. Beneath the archway are the husband and wife, accompanied by their child, and sitting in the foreground is an elder grandfather with his two dogs, watching his family. He wears a cloak decorated in vines and grapes, signifying that his family is his personal harvest, his fruition in his life. The cloak is covered in mystical symbols representing the accumulated wisdom and knowledge that he passes on to his family. The Ten of Pentacles are arranged over this image as the Kabbalistic tree of life, a symbol of continuation and inheritance from generation to generation. Divinatory meaning upright is riches, inheritance, the passing of wisdom, ancestry, legacy, family matters. Family matters are coming to the fore for you at the moment. This could be related to inheritance, ancestry, or even acquiring a new home or business premises. If the Ten of Pentacles is related to inherited money or property in the form of a pension or a will, it could warn of problems needing to be resolved. If you're facing problems at this time in your life, this card could indicate that you should seek advice from the elder members of your family. Listen to what they have to say. It will be beneficial in the long run. Okay. That's all we were talking about with even generational stuff, with what plays out in my parents and grandparents that I'm playing out, that I can pass on new ways of thinking to my children and my cousins and the younger generation type of thing. I've been writing about that today anyway. Three of Pentacles. The word of material work. And I think it's upside down. We're in the northwest right now. This is the realm of the elves, like I was saying. These are the ascended masters. These are the people who completed all their work here, and now they've moved on. They're the ones carrying us out, like Odin or Jesus or Buddha, reaching up and saying, "Hey, remember this, and just take it and go. And you're no different than me. You'll do greater miracles than me." That's the idea. But in this realm, we have the Three of Pentacles, and I think it was upside down. So I'm going to read upside, downside. A lot of Pentacles in this reading. There's a lot of Pentacles in this reading. So this is what Three of Pentacles typically looks like. It's like the mason working on the building type of thing. So a master sculptor puts the finishing touches on a monastery arch. To his right, a priest, an architect, priest and an architect admire his work. At the top of the arch are 3 pentacles. 3 is a sacred number related to the Holy Trinity, the ancient triple goddesses, and that's the 3 Norns weaving the time of life, the weird. I can't think of them. I can't think of their names. Look it up. 3 witches weaving the web of life. Beneath the 3 pentacles is a rose containing another equal armed cross. The rose is a symbol of the mysteries, while the equal armed cross represents the 4 elements in balance. This symbol is found among the Rosicrucians and Freemasons. Rosicrucians and Freemasons. Freemasons, you know? The same equal armed cross motif is also found above between the 3 pentacles, you know. And I'll read upright and then I'll read it turned over and then we'll finish this up. So, divinatory meaning: upright, craftsmanship, skill, a trade, the skilled artist, material increase, commercial transactions. Whatever you achieve will be through your own skill and craftsmanship. Be proud of your skills, they will make you fortunate and bring you the wealth you desire. This card indicates gain in commercial transactions. If your skills are applied correctly, it also represents people who work in the mysteries, the magical or spiritual craftsman, the mason, or those practicing within other secret societies or occult orders. Reverse, though, represents lack of skill, ignorance, selfishness, materialism, common ideas. You are not knowledgeable enough to undertake the work of projects you are planning. Your lack of skills and your ignorance will be your downfall. Don't deceive yourself. Not everything in life is about money or material gain. Don't be selfish with the wealth you have. The Three of Pentacles reversed also indicates that the ideas you are embracing are not new in any way. So that brushes me up against my ego in one way or another. I'll flip it upside right, because I think I've transmuted all this actually. I know what they're talking about. I've been thinking about the next actions. I'm not ready for those. I'm ready for those in the best way possible. I'm not ready for those of others, is what I was going to say. But my expectations are going to be fulfilled. I'm not afraid of that. Thanks for listening. That's an example of the tarot reads I do. So, have you ever done those before? Or no? I'll go post something later. I'm just taking it a minute at a time these days. Alright, peace.